For the first time ever, we've driven a BMW first as the all-electric version, the BMW i4 here in Autogefuehl, and now the BMW 4 Series Gran Coupé, and they run from the very same assembly line close to Munich, right here where we are today. So today, the BMW 4 Series Gran Coupé, new generation, as the M440i xDrive, the sporty version. You can see here the huge double kidney, which is wide and high. Yeah, and this has split so many opinions since the release of that one. You can see here this is then a high gloss black finish with this shadow line package. Otherwise it would be in cerium gray here in the M440i. Headlamps, LED is standard. This is the adaptive laser light with the blue accentuations. And you can see a very interesting daytime running light. If you have the base LED, they are not that, curved around right there. Very strong lower part, and Aventurine red is the vehicle color for today. The length now 4.78 meters or 188 inches. 14 centimeters or 5 inches in length growth. Yeah, and half of that is like the wheelbase now, so you will have more legroom. That's very important. Here you can see the wheels go from 17 to 20 inch. And these one here are the 19-inch wheels, the brake calipers here for the M440i. And when you have this shadow line package, then you also have the black mirror caps and also here the black outline around the windows. And you can see a very sexy stretched roofline right here. Integrated door handles. Let's already open them right now for you that you can see that. And they actually give you a good feedback, and door closing sound is not that, I would say it's okay, not that bad, but also not super good or something. And when we come towards the rear right here, you can see the tail lamps already begin right here. Suspension-wise, by the way, you can get normal suspension, and with the M440i gets a fixed sport suspension. And optional, we have here today the adaptive M suspension available for the 440i and also for the 430i actually. Here the M performance model, small wing lip and lower part, a strong diffuser style, and Autogefuehl fake exhaust police alert, because the outline here is fake and the real exhaust on the inside. It looks quite good still, but if you go for the 2-liter 4-cylinder, then you have the real exhaust tip. Here the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder, then you get this. Turning indicators, you can see here it replaces one part of the daytime running light. Pretty cool. Rear, it follows this swinging form. And if you want to spice up the sporty styling even more, here you can get M performance parts. For example, carbon fiber double kidney frame like this, also carbon fiber lower spoiler, and then also special wheels and even sportier style. Nice M valve cap right there, and also here in the side M performance stickering like this, carbon fiber mirror caps, and towards the rear once again the set of wheels. And here a carbon fiber rear spoiler, so even more aggressive styling, together with more carbon fiber here for the diffuser. As for the engines, this one here today, the M440i M Performance 3-liter inline 6-cylinder, 374 horsepower, 4.7 seconds is the acceleration figure. In this case then also here with the xDrive with the all-wheel drive, and at this moment my information is that it's not supposed to come as a rear-wheel drive only model, unlike with the 3 Series M Performance model. Then you can also get the 2-liter 4-cylinders here, like a 430i or 420i, and there will also be diesel available, also the 2-liter 4-cylinder, or later on also the 6-cylinder diesel. Car key, slim and light, good quality, M colors here at the side. Then inside of the doors, also good build quality, soft touch here and everywhere. Optional Harman Kardon sound system with a very good surround sound, so I can recommend that. Of course, it's also not that cheap. Then we have the entry badges right here, and also the colors here at the floor mats. The sporty steering wheel with real buttons still, like that. Here also, for example, for the volume. Then the seats today with the optional M Sport seats. And they come with animal skin only, but the base sport seats, they are actually available in different leatherette colors in the new Sensatec perforated style. We've seen it in the BMW 5 Series facelift, for example. So a more breathable and even higher quality, high grade leatherette. So this is probably the best solution you get in the US, and in for example, in the German market, you can also get fabric on the inside, leatherette on the outside, or then also Alcantara on the inside and Sensatec on the outside. The UK market is quite often kind of left aside. They only have animal skin choices. That's really a pity. BMW should change that. Then steering wheel up, down, in and out, like this, smooth process. And with 1.86 or 6.1, still enough headroom. From the whole seating position here, compared to the 3 Series, kind of similar. Clean design for the interior overview. You would start with a setup of 5.7 on the left, 8.8 on the right for the base 4 Series, and then option here 12.3 inch on the left and 10.25 inch on the right. Soft touch here, nice setup right there, and then also still with a manual climate unit, so good to control. OS7 here, the software. Let's take a closer look. So I really think this is a good software version here. You can very well control it, directly know what you're doing. You can also control it here from the lower part, have a hotkey for the map, for example. It's very responsive. The new OS8 by BMW, we've seen in the iX or the i4. Don't like it that much. It would to me be a reason to stick with the combustion engine model, because then you still have the kind of older software generation here, which is to me more suitable, just easier as for the input. Then here in the lower part, still a manual volume knob, some hotkeys here. They are also left out in new BMW versions. Gladly we have no piano lacquer here. And then adaptive cup holders, USB-A charger, inductive charging pad, Apple CarPlay, and also Android Auto is available in a wireless way. Android Auto here since the recent upgrade of the OS7. Then we have this more classical shifting lever, turn on the engine here backwards like this. Left side for the manuelle Schaltgasse, the manual shifting unit, so to speak. And then you can also shift like this, but also at the shifting pedals at the steering wheel. And here once again, nice metal knurling around this multimedia control unit. So this is all classical 3 Series and so on, and the same is kept here for the 4 Series. Let there be light. And there was light. Digital instruments, they are very clear to read, and for example you can also switch here to the map view. We have to control that in the infotainment system, and also when you change the driving modes they also adapt accordingly, so it's actually quite cool. Head-up display is always a good option and also gives you some GPS arrows, even some more sophisticated view when you approach the next intersection. And what about the voice input? Hello BMW. Hello BMW. Cancel route guidance.
I've ended the route guidance.
So that is one voice command that works. Well, more wheelbase should mean more legroom, but the thing is, still, when you get in the rear here, and we same as a result with the i4, yeah, for 4 tall adults, I mean, I hardly fit in here, so to put my spine a little bit more down with 1.86 or 6.1, and also I'm hitting, the back part of these sport seats. Maybe with the normal seats it's a little bit better if you don't have these optional sport seats here, but still very cramped here in the rear, and also with this huge middle tunnel. That's the thing. So it's practical with the trunk. You can see it very soon, but everything here, I feel a little bit misplaced here with my size in the rear. However, we can have here the cup holders. They are also adaptive. You can also fold, fold this down here with the ski hatch like this. Also the seats from here, so that's actually possible. And what's really nice are these special, again optional seat belts here with the M colors. Now comes the best thing about the 4 Series Gran Coupé. This huge hatch, so you can easily load things in and out. So that's actually no problem. You can see here our sample luggage. And this is here 1.40 meters, a little bit less in width than if you go a little bit deeper in there. Yeah, I said that. Then here, also 1.40 meters. So that's actually a good result. And below the cover, that's here 50 centimeters or about 19 inches. So that's actually really good. To fold the seats, showed you earlier, from here, or you can also reach over and then do that like this. Look, 100 kilometers an hour, 62 miles an hour. Wow, great acceleration. 4.7 seconds here for the M440i xDrive, and very smooth also because we have this all-wheel drive traction, of course here then on the dry road, but since we're on public roads, put in the real ESC again and also normal shifting mode for the moment. Yeah, because this car can do both. You can cruise in a very calm way, but you can also attack it all the way. This is the compromise that this car has here in this M Performance version. Steering feel is very loose here, especially in the comfort mode. So this is rather for, let's say, running straight, you know. But when you go to the sport mode, then you have a little bit more feedback here, and this is actually quite notable, and also a setup that I would actually recommend. And now let's get on the motorway. Let's go to the sport shifting mode once again, and also in the sports driving mode. So, and when you punch it down, great sound from the 6-cylinder. Oh, you lift the throttle and blop, blop, blop from the exhaust. Really beautiful note. Getting to the middle lane, and let's now test the other features. So we go normal here, cruise control, put the assisted drive in. When you have the most sophisticated assistance systems pack, then cars being kept in the lane, and if I, let's say, provoke it, for example, here to the side, see here, the car does keep me in the lane, and it's a very smooth process. So really very well developed here, so longer highway turns and so on, no problem at all. The comfort from the suspension is also excellent. You have the adaptive suspension here, and that means when we were in that sport mode earlier, it's a little bit stiffer, and here in the comfort mode, well, we're still in the sport mode. Sorry about that. That's the point actually. Even in the sport mode, yes, it is a little bit stiffer, but still it feels comfortable, like we would still be in the comfort mode. Let's go to the comfort mode here once again, and then, you know, still has good characteristic, but just a little bit softer than from suspension. So that's a good thing that you can really vary that. Due to the longer wheelbase now, if you compare to the predecessor, it also is a little bit more subtle or grounded on the road, so gives me a very sophisticated feeling. The only thing here with these M Sport seats, they are very, very stiff, and yeah, definitely not that comfortable. When you stick with the base sport seats, you will have more comfort. And if you have the possibility, for example, in some European markets, like the German market, with the fabric or with the Alcantara surfaces, will be even more comfortable. But the new SensorTech, the new perforated SensorTech that you get in the US, will also do a great job. We've already had it in the BMW 5 Series, for example. Noise insulation also very good here at 120 kilometers an hour. Yeah, some 70 miles an hour, very silent here on the road. How different does it feel from the BMW 3 Series? Not that different actually. Same wheelbase. It's the rear hatch that is different actually, and that is, yeah, actually more practical. So this one here looks more fluent, more sensual than the 3 Series. At the same time, it's more practical. So that's actually a very good thing. Here now, unlimited speed, and what we can also do, even if in the comfort mode, this M Sprint mode means I press and hold the left shifting pedal, and you'll see multiple gears hopping back. That is 100 to 200 kilometers an hour acceleration, so 60 miles to 125 miles acceleration. And you maybe saw that when you were looking closely. So we were hopping back from 8th or 7th gear directly to 4th gear with this function. And I mean, not sure if this is like really intended, but what we can also do when I press the throttle first, you know, a little bit earlier, maybe it's then, yeah. So you can basically do that simultaneously, you know. In the moment you hit this sprint button, then already push the throttle, then, you know, you're even faster. Before that I was delaying the throttle a little bit, because then we could see the gear shift a little bit better in this case. So we can see here that was a part of unlimited speed, now again it's restricted. And this is actually a very good exercise for this car, because once again it can do both. Feeling perfectly fine here with cruise control and 120 kilometers an hour. And then at these minimum speeds, you can also score some 8 liters on 1 kilometer, so 30 mpg US, 35 mpg UK as for the fuel consumption. But then you always get the great performance from this inline 6-cylinder with a very nice sound. Not too exaggerated, but at the same time, you know, it just gives you this very natural feeling. We have driven the BMW i4 already. You can also check out that review here on Autogefuehl. This is the electric version of this one, and they do feel similar chassis-wise because they share the platform. At the same time, they also have notable differences. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a pure electric platform. That's why we're also driving the combustion engine here today. And this, I really have to say that in this case, the inline 6-cylinder still fits a little bit better to the vehicle, you know. The i4 has more spontaneous, you know, acceleration just from standstill, for example. Here, when we are on the motorway and then accelerate a little bit further, you just have more, you know, cultivated power from the combustion engine. So this is kind of like the difference. And because the i4 even has, let's say, in a way more uncontrolled power from this abundance of electric power, this one here feels a little bit more calm and collected, you know, more a little bit suitable for that vehicle. And usually the driving experience is, you know, very good with the electric vehicles. It's also with the i4, and also weight-wise it's different. This one here feels a little bit lighter, for example, when doing a lane change. So, but then the i4 has the center of gravity is way lower actually because of the big battery pack in the bottom of the vehicle. So then, you know, at slower speeds the i4 can feel in a way more agile. But then when you are in some corners and drive a little bit faster, when you have more weight, then it pushes you further out of the corners. And that is not happening to the same extent here with the combustion engine model. Definitely a great motorway vehicle, but yeah, wouldn't go for these optional M Sport seats. So because I'm starting to feel already that I need to change them somehow. It's not too bad, but still definitely can do better. Yeah, and that sport mode, the shifting process, like bam, bam, that is really hammering more in, whereas in normal comfort mode, it's more like more smooth transitions between the gears. So by the way, this is a sign in Germany that 80 kilometers now is just when it's wet. When it's dry, you can drive 100. That's the normal countryside road speed in Germany. So this is also where this car is super at home, so really nice to just cruise this nice landscape and so on. The steering feel here, yeah, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the 3 Series platform steering feeling. Told you that many times. In the i4, to me, it was kind of the worst in this connection to the very powerful electric drivetrain. Here, I really have to say, at least when you are in the sports mode, it has some more feedback, but I think they should still work on the natural driving feeling of that steering characteristic here. Nevertheless, it's a lot of fun here to cruise this car around. Also from standstill. When here and accelerate out of the corner. It is all-wheel drive, yes, but you still feel that it has a rear-wheel bias, so it comes around just a little bit. It is, of course, different as well when you have a rear-wheel drive only model. You know, you can also say like, hey, I don't go for the sportiest model here to still have a more purist rear-wheel drive feeling. And that's actually a very good argument. This one here is already very expensive. Yes, there's even the more expensive true M4 above that, but hardly anyone will go for that actually. And it's only available as the Coupé, of course. But yeah, the thing is really, should you rather go for the things? Here we have the 6-cylinder. You know, in the other pure rear-wheel drive models, yeah, then you have the 4-cylinder. But then again, you also have the choice of, well, I'm not sure if you get in the European market, but US markets, they also offer, for example, also in the 3 Series, some 6-cylinders with rear-wheel drive. That to me would then be the best combination actually, because it just offers you the most fun. Here with the all-wheel drive, of course, you have a little bit more traction, especially than in winter times when you have conditions like these. And you have so many things you can for example, you can stay in comfort mode, but then go to the S shifting mode. Then you have the gear already a little bit lower and can accelerate out a little bit easier. Yeah, you always see the effect on the passengers, and then like a yeah. So it's always nice to use this acceleration. Yeah, it feels so cultivated. This engine, definitely one of the most fun combustion engines there is out there at the moment. 8 cylinders will definitely consume more fuel no matter what, and the 4 cylinders sometimes feel a little bit soulless. Yeah, but then it can be a good entry level into the vehicle when you want to keep the price down. Here once again, slalom characteristics, 50-50 weight distribution, front rear. Just that steering feel, to me, again, not natural enough. But overall, great driving feeling here in the mid-size segment. It's definitely among the best ones, no doubt about that. If they would just fix the steering a little bit better, that's just software tune. I think they could do it at any time. Yeah, but that's in general a 3 Series problem. Here, one of the most fun vehicles there is in this very segment, definitely. And to me, that's really the cool thing about the 4 Series Gran Coupé. It's really cool looking. At the same time, it is practical, with that rear hatch and so on. And these are ideal roads for that, Here now in this bend, so much fun. Such a great driving feeling from the chassis, for example. Also, the Gran Coupé has additional stiffening measures if you compare to the 3 Series sedan, for example, both in front and the rear, and you really feel that. And yeah, you can imagine this is a racetrack, and as soon as you go to the motorway, you say like, okay, I can relax and cruise for 2 hours. If you don't pick the optional M Sport seats, of course. Well, the Audi A5 is of course a strong compared to this one as the Sportback version. And well, if we think about Mercedes, yeah, that's a little bit tougher there. I mean, if you go a little bit bigger, for example, then there's the Mercedes CLS. If you go a little bit smaller, then there's the Mercedes CLA. Yeah, but here then C-Class, there is no C-Class 4-door Gran Coupé in this respect then. Yeah, but definitely enough videos to enjoy for you.